So, people, we as people, human people, we have a problem with having to be liked, worrying about what other people think. The problem with that is that you're not going to get anywhere uh, in Christian faith, because you're not you're always worried about what other people think. If you're always doing that, if you're always worried about other people, if you're always worried about, oh, what will they say, me sharing a stream on my Facebook page or Twitter or whatever, you know social media you use. The problem is that as Christians, we're supposed to spread the good news throughout the world. And one of the simplest ways to do that is to hit that share button on your church stream, or something you happen to hear on YouTube, or something, something that's worthwhile, that's got sound doctrine to it. Um, that because that's what the world is really lacking right now, is sound doctrine. Um, we, we have, some people, it's like, we're meant to love, and sometimes it's kind of difficult. I'm gonna first say that because uh, you think loving somebody, you have to accept their choices. You have to accept, what they're about, even though it's not part of the Christianity values. That's not the case. The case, you're not there to judge. If that person needs help, uh, airing up a tire, changing a flat tire, um, grabbing the groceries to help carry them, whatever the case is, that's loving somebody, helping them out, talking to them if they have an issue that they need to talk to somebody through. But so what I'm trying to say is, don't be ashamed of what, because you're watching church. Hit that share button. That you never know who that'll help out. It may not help out but one person, but you know what? One person is all that matters. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you never know. One person can turn into 10 or hundreds or thousands. You never know who needs fed, and, you know, spiritual milk, you know, baby bottle milk, whatever you want to call it. Or if you need a steak dinner, there's all kinds of different levels of spiritual people out there. And we all need a little something. You never know where you're going to get inspired from. So I'm going to read from Romans 1. Um, it's a letter from Paul, and Jesus Christ he was chosen by God to be an apostle, a slave of Jesus, and sent out to preach the good news, So this is Romans 1, 8 through 17. Let me say first that I thank my God through Jesus Christ for all of you, because your faith in Him is being talked about all over the world. God knows how often I pray for you. Day and night I bring you and your needs in prayer to God, whom I serve with all my heart, by spreading the good news about His Son. One of the things I always pray for is the opportunity, God willing, to come at last to see you. For I long to visit you so I can bring some spiritual gift that will help you grow strong in the Lord. When we get together, I want to encourage you in your faith, but I also want to be encouraged by yours. I want you to know, dear brothers and sisters, that I planned many times to visit you, but I was prevented until now. I want to work among you and see spiritual fruit, just as I have seen among other Gentiles, for I have a great sense of obligation to people in both the civilized world and the rest of the world, to the educated and uneducated alike. So I am eager to come to you in Rome too, to preach the good news. For I am not ashamed of the good news about Christ. It is it is the power of God at work, saving people who believes, saving everyone who believes, the Jew first and also the Gentile. This good news tells us how God makes us right in His sight. This is accomplished from start to finish by faith. As the scriptures say, it is through faith that a righteous person has life.